pretty much hit its plateau at this point. So I'm not expecting anything to be, mind blowing or anything that's like. Cause it feels like everything is a hit nowadays. So
rap has plateaued.
For the most part, for the sound,
everything is a hit.
Like it sounds like it because then if somebody plays me something and I hear it, I'm like, nah, this song is good, and then like it's number one in the country. I'm like, but then the next song they play, this song is like it's not even on the charts, but it sounds like this song is not. So why is this song number one? This song is not even on the charts, but they have similar beats, or they got the same producer, or the same cadences, same flows, all that. I'm like, well, what makes this better than that one? So rappers kind of hit a plateau as far as like what you can do creatively, and that's not really. I mean, it's not a bad thing if it sounds good, but I mean, I'm not checking for anything to be like, oh, this is going to be the new thing. I'm like, I mean, maybe something after the pandemic will be a new thing in hip hop or a new genre. I don't know, because I mean, I feel like most black genres tend to come out of like the worst thing imaginable. I mean, hip hop came out the crack.
That's true. That's true.
So after this, we might get something really good. I don't know.
I feel you on that.
I agree with you on the creativity level, though. There are some people that are different, but as far as like hip hop is running the charts. In essence, if you look at the charts prior to the past year or so, I think really since the Migos really cracked the charts, it's been hip hop really running the charts. It's not even like hip hop's the number one song. Hip hop is literally out of the top 10, might have 8 spots in the top 10. Out of the top 10, might be 1 spot in the top 10 where it's not a black artist right now. And it's been
that's why I disagree with what y'all are saying.
But nah, there's like one thing I want to say. What does that chart say? Those charts are really pop charts. In essence, hip hop has become pop. It's become the pop music. In essence, it used to be R&B was more of a pop band.
Is that bad?
It used to be rock and roll was more of a pop.
Is that bad?
It's not that it's bad, but the creativity kind of stems because pop has a formula.
Oh, no, I disagree.
Pop is definitely a formula-based thing. Where certain
I think the song,
I
think Rockstar, the song Rockstar, is more creative than a lot of hip hop songs that you could say. What is not creative about the song Rockstar that is the number one song in hip hop right now?
I'll be like this. I haven't heard Rockstar in a while, but what I'll tell you is formulaic about the rap right now. A lot of songs have a guitar in it. It was like there was a flute wave. Now it's a guitar wave where you have to have a guitar. And I heard a lot of Gunna on that joint, but Gunna's been on that for a little while now. So I'm not going to put that on Gunna for like he's following a wave, but like a lot of songs have some type of guitar sound on there. And they go on the guitar sound.
That happens, man. Like when
I will give the baby, he does have originality with his flow. As far as like it's different than other people's flows per se. People complain about the baby has the same sound of his flow. He came out with a whole tape where he did not.
What about Lil Baby? What about Lil Baby? I think his flow is way more unique than a lot of hip hop rappers that's ever rapped on the mic ever. Period. You can't tell me another person who flows like Lil Baby, who rides.
I mean, is that a good thing? I mean,
what? Lil Baby can rap circles around a lot of people right now. Like,
right now.
I think hip hop. To me, I don't think hip hop has lost creativity at all. I think it has evolved the same way hip hop has always evolved, and it is now at a certain point where people have to rap a certain way and use different skills. You cannot tell me that it doesn't take skill to ride the beat the way Lil Baby does and weave the multi-syllabic rhymes that he's doing with the metaphors and punchlines and make a hit song that gets on the charts. You telling me that's not creative? You telling me the Whoa joint that he made was it creative? Like it takes creativity to get people to do a dance to a random song. It takes creativity to have a flow on that joint that's hard enough that some random hood niggas gonna still bump that joint. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes creativity to make Fight Night the song. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes creativity to have them niggas harmonizing, having the ad-libs hit at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, hip-hop is way more creative than it's ever been. Niggas never even had to use melody ever in life. Like, what? Like, niggas get like...
I feel a little different. I feel a little different on that, though. I'm going to be real with you. The difference is nobody's really writing, which is like a plus and a minus. So you don't have a certain level of deepness. You don't have, like, double entendres or triple entendres in a lot of songs. People are really, like, in a zone. That's why you get the melodies. I'm in a zone. Like, I'm not... In essence, I'm not sober. I'm listening to this right now. I'm in a zone. I'm vibing on this. I'm giving you what I feel at the moment. I'm speaking from the heart. Certain rappers really lived a certain life, and they're just speaking from the heart. So in essence, they can go a little bit further. They don't have to sit there and think about what I'm gonna say next. So that's why I get people like Lil Baby that's just really just saying stuff. And when he's saying stuff, he's saying something that's really from the heart. People are like, yo, that's real. He said da, da, da. And that sounds real, like he's really living a certain life where you're hearing that life he's living, where you can kind of like get that from him. Not everybody's gonna have that same feelings or same like authenticity coming from them. So they have a sound, they have a flow, but it's not as much that they're saying with it. So you have like a plus and a minus with it, but you don't have as much of the diversity in it, I want to say. Or the diversity is not on the top charts. It's not on the charts aren't showing the diversity. What you're going to see is the same vibes kind of on the charts, really.
Okay, so if we're talking strictly charts and the vibes on the charts, I can see that, but that's always been the case just in general. Pop music dominates the charts, like you said, and pop music is always going to have a similar sound, mostly because it's popular. Whatever is popular is going to be on the pop charts, of course. And if there's a sound that's popular, all of those songs are going to sound the same because they're going for the popular sound, of course. Outside of that, though, the diversity in rap right now, to have a Kendrick Lamar, to have a Lil Baby, to have a Valet, I don't even know who Valet is, to have a Valet, to have a
I thought you pronounced Wale wrong.
to have Benny the Butcher, you know, to have Jay-Z still rapping, and to have the old heads still rapping. To me, this is the most diverse rap has ever been, ever in history, period. And it's most creative because even the old heads have to find ways to be creative and still stay relevant. And they like, Fat Joe dropped a hit. Rap Joe dropped all the way up. Like, he's not supposed to be dropping a hit last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga came out when he was doing deep cover with Big Pun back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, to me, that takes a creativity to get on a beat like that, still present yourself as Fat Joe, and make that connect to an audience in a way that it becomes like the #1 song in the world. Even French may not be the greatest rapper technically in the world, but for him to come on and body every single hook like that, that is a skill. To get people hooked onto words and repeat them enough that it becomes popular, that's a skill. A lot of rappers never had that skill. You can't tell me. Rappers didn't even used to do their own hooks back in the day. Half of them didn't even have hooks. It was just rapping. To me, it's more creativity.
That shit was dope, though.
It was dope. Don't get me wrong. It was dope. 1,000% dope. But does it take more creativity to make a song? Or does it make more creativity to just straight rap? Now, it could be the same equal level of creativity in both of those. But I wouldn't say that today's creativity dropped, though. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's like hip-hop evolved into what it is. Like, it just goes through different cycles, you know what I'm saying? And this is just the current cycle that we in as far as young niggas, because young niggas dictate it. This is how young niggas think. This is the thoughts that they have. So that's what's coming out in the music, just as always hip-hop has always been, you know?
Shockbrooks Media.